Hello you guys, Alexa the Alchemy here for your weekly card pull. Today I'm going to be doing a reading for the week of January 30th through February 5th, 2023. And this specific reading is designed to channel energy for anyone with predominant Taurus placement. So if you have a Taurus sun, moon, rising, or even north node, this reading is for you. I do have some neighbors right now. They were doing a little bit of construction earlier, so if there is some background noise at any point, I do apologize, but I don't think it should be an issue. And for those of you who have tuned in with my readings before, you may know that usually, okay, I'll restart that. You may know that usually I like to do the card pull in advance, and then analyze the reading, and I've done one card per sign. However, this week I felt called to do it a little bit differently. I felt called to do an individual live reading for every single zodiac sign, so that's what we're doing today. Yeah, don't know why that was necessary information. It wasn't, but now you know it. Okay, why will you not split? Do you want to split here? Okay. So, channeling all of my beautiful Taurus. This reading is designed to help bring you some guidance for figuring out how to navigate this week. Things you might want to be aware of. Ooh, oh nice, okay. There are a few cards when I do these readings that tend to show up for multiple signs, so there might be some themes for the week. Let's see here. I like the card so far. I'm gonna do a couple more. Okay, good, nice. Maybe one more out of this. That's like 5, so okay, it's 2. We'll work with those. All right, so my dear Taurus, where are we today? There is a lot of teal energy for you guys this week. Pulled a lot of cards that are like purple, blue, green, and then I have 2 that are in pink. Okay, cool. I like to design my readings by color. Okay. Interesting. So I am gonna start, I feel like I want to start with turquoise and then work my way through the other cards. So, my dear Taurus, the first message that I feel called to pull up for you guys was the card of turquoise, and I pulled this card in reverse, so it was upside down. Upright position, the card looks like this. Anytime the card of turquoise comes up, it is an acknowledgement of the importance for you to take a peek at your storytelling and be aware of the narratives that you are telling, not only others, but especially yourself. Now, in the reverse, cards can usually imply something that you need to look at within yourself. It has a little bit more to do with your relationship to yourself and the world around you. However, it may be reflected in the world around you. So anything that you've been projecting or kind of noticing external from you right now, this week, you have a really beautiful opportunity to look at how those things are actually reflections of what's going on inside your heart and inside your world. Being pulled in reverse, I do have a feeling that some of you may be telling stories that don't necessarily serve you anymore. And so this card comes up when you need to look at what that story is. I do feel like some of you may be in a position where you're ready to share the story with the world around you. You're ready to expose this story to, ready to expose this story. I'm getting a really, really strong ping that some of you may be ready to share this, whether that is through a social media platform or through storytelling, maybe like an open mic kind of an event, or I don't know if there's an opportunity though, I feel like, for you to kind of share openly some pieces of what's going on for you and what's going on in your space and in your heart. I did also pull for you guys in the upright position the card of Amazonite, and this has a lot to do with truth, revelation. Again, revelation, this could be revealing. I feel like, again, revealing pieces of your story. This also has a level of like events and unfoldings, revealing maybe truths to you. So it's possible that there are certain truths in your life that are now becoming blatantly obvious to you. I feel like it's also, there's a level of like a natural flow of events that might be happening for you. Whenever this card comes up, there's some kind of like natural evolution of things, evolution of life. Maybe a part of the narrative or part of the story that you're being asked to look at is knowing that like things that have evolved, like there's a natural order to things, there's a natural flow of things. And that natural flow is going to be really important for you to be cognizant of. Okay, I'm feeling like I want to just blast through the cards and then summarize the full message. But other card I pulled for you guys, and an energy you might want to be aware of or take into this upcoming week, was the card of blue lace agate. And I did pull this one in reverse, so again, something that you might have a little bit more resistance to. This has a lot to do with peaceful acceptance and stress-free non-attachment. So I feel like these two cards, Amazonite and blue lace agate, both have this level of kind of like accepting life and the way that it's unfolding, and accepting that there is again, a natural order to things, and you don't need to attach to where something is in a specific part in the cycle, because life is a cycle. Life is cyclical. It ebbs and it flows, it goes in a circle. And so I feel like some of you may be attaching or have been attached to a specific part in that story. As an example, I use money as an example. With currency, there is a flow in and out, giving and receiving, etc. And I feel like some of you may be kind of attached to the point in that cycle when you are receiving, maybe. And some of you, I think, need to let go of that attachment to that one specific place on this cycle, because I feel like some of you are seeing it as linear. You're seeing it like, okay, well, I'm right here and I'm not making the money that I want to make, or I'm not having the connections, or I don't have the relationship that I want, or whatever. Like, something is not the way that I want it to. And I feel like some of you are attached to that. Again, turquoise, you're attached to that narrative, you're attached to that way of things being. And I think it will really benefit you to understand that life, or to not, I feel like you understand this, but maybe to remind yourself that life comes with ebbs and flows, my dear Taurus. And you know, Taurus energy is very grounded. It's very it's a fixed sign, but I feel like for you guys, specifically for my dear Taurus of all the fixed signs, I feel like that can manifest as stubbornness, but that can also manifest as being like stuck in a certain way. And there is a balance of life where, you know, things come and go, and some of you may be kind of like stuck in a certain way of things being. And I think you have a really beautiful opportunity to release that this week, because I don't think that specific way of perceiving, I don't think that necessarily serves you right now. I did pull in the in the reverse, the card of fluorite, and this card is all about clarity of thought. Got some bells chiming, all right. This seems really important for someone. Clear focus, ending, also like an ending of cluttered thinking. So I feel like some of you may have been a little bit jostled in your mind. Things have felt maybe unclear or uncertain. And my dear Taurus, that you have an opportunity to consciously choose to release that lack of clarity this week. That may be a little bit challenging for you, but again, you have this really beautiful opportunity to allow yourself to stop being stuck, and stuck in your thoughts, stuck in this cycle of this mess. I feel like, yeah, the word stuck and the word stuck is really strong for you guys right now, and the word cluttered is really strong. So like this cluttered thinking, this like kind of hazy, I feel like some of you just this fog needs to lift off of. I feel like there's a lot of energy up in the mind space that's really unnecessary, that you guys don't need to be carrying. You don't need to be focusing on 85 fucking million thousand things all at once. I also pulled for you guys the card of malachite. And this has a lot to do also with clarity of thought, as well as clarity of emotions. So this card kind of acknowledges the balance of thought and emotions. Some construction going on over there. So for some of you, there may be this jumble because you've been overly focused on what you're thinking about certain things. Again, turquoise being about narratives, maybe the stories you're telling yourself. Like, these stories are all up in your mind. Like, what happens, whatever is happening in life objectively, you're going to create your own subjective reality around that specific thing. And I feel like for some of you, again, with the fluorite and the malachite both, I feel like for some of you, and the turquoise, again, a lot of green energy here, I feel like for some of you, this event, this narrative, is kind of hazing your view of life. And you need clarity, and I think you know that you need some clarity on these issues, or on a certain topic. work life is coming through, maybe for some of you, relationships for others. But there's some level of like a lack of clarity that is, I think that fog's going to be lifting this week for you, as long as you consciously choose to release that cluttered thinking, to consciously choose to release that mental chaos, and allow yourself to be open to the idea that there are other narratives you can take on with this specific thing. I also pulled Kainet, which has a lot to do with diplomacy and resolving disputes. So maybe some of you have been experiencing, maybe this has caused chaos in your relationships to other people. Maybe you not feeling super clear on where you stand, how you feel, what you want, or what you need is causing a little bit of tension in your relationships. On the flip side, maybe some of you have tension in your relationships and it's causing you to feel uncertain about where you want to step next, or where you want to go, how you feel, or it's influencing the narrative that you're telling yourself in a way that might actually be negative or not benefiting you. So I think this week, my Taurus, you have the opportunity to unstick yourself from this storyline that does not serve you in the long run. I pulled 2 more cards for you. I have Azurine and Raw Morganite. Now the card of, we'll do Raw Morganite first. The card of Raw Morganite is all about like a level of like sensitivity and gentleness. Whenever this card comes up, there's a degree of being kind to yourself, and also a degree of importance in understanding the gift of vulnerability. I think this kind of goes back into the turquoise with the storytelling, that maybe some of you are telling a story in a way that's kind of harsh. Like maybe, let's say you're in a position where, I don't know, let's say you got fired from a job and you don't really know where to go in your life next, and you're feeling this, or you lost a project, or like something ended in that regard. And I feel like maybe some of you are taking on this narrative that it means that you're incompetent, or you can't do something, or you're not going to be good enough, or you're not going to get another opportunity, or that if another opportunity comes, you're going to fuck that one up too. And the message of Raw Morganite is to be a little bit more sensitive, be a little bit more gentle, be a little bit more gentle with yourself, especially if the narrative that you're saying, again, this was pulled in reverse. So I think a lot of the narratives that you're saying to yourself, and narratives that you have, that you're telling yourself about your life, are potentially reflecting poorly upon you. And if that is the case, you are being encouraged to shift that way of thinking, to shift that narrative, and to instead allow yourself to view everything and view yourself with the lens of like gentleness. Like love yourself the way that you would love your child or your best friend. You know, like if your best friend was in the situation that you were in, would you be saying the things to them or thinking the things about them that you are saying to yourself or thinking about yourself? And if you feel like maybe you're being a little harsh on yourself, I think you have a really beautiful opportunity this week, my dear Taurus, to again unstick yourself from that potentially harsh way of thinking. I also pulled for you guys the first card in the deck, the card of Azurine, and this card has a lot to do with integrity, especially within yourself, and reliability. So I feel like there are some of you that maybe you made promises to yourself about this upcoming year. Maybe you, the word therapist is coming through right now. Maybe you had an agreement with a therapist or something, and it's time for you to follow through with that, whatever that may look like. Maybe some of you, I don't know, I feel like there's some kind of like level of promise to yourself that you need to follow through with. And that promise in and of itself could just be like being gentle with yourself. So my dear Taurus, I think this week it will really benefit you to allow yourself to be gentle on yourself. Allow yourself to have a little bit more clarity about your life, about your direction, about how you really feel about things. And allow yourself to shift that narrative that you might be stuck in, especially if you're recognizing that it may not serve you, or it may be causing tension or arguments or some level of like conflict between you and your loved ones. Because yeah, I think ultimately, my dear Taurus, like you have so many, there are so many beautiful gifts available to you and to your perspective, and like a lot of really beautiful things will be unveiled or unfolded for you. And I think in order to receive these things, it's going to be really important for you to get grounded and to consciously decide that you don't need to carry certain narratives that you've been carrying, and you don't need to carry the confusion that you've been carrying either. Like sometimes it's possible that that confusion is just a decoy or a way to keep you out of feeling the feelings that you need to feel. Again, Malachite has everything to do with the combination of your emotions and your intellect. So it's possible that some of you are crowding your thoughts or are overthinking things or are using your mind with excess as a subconscious way of avoiding feeling the things that you actually very deeply feel. So in order to create a little bit more balance for yourself and for your life this week, I would encourage you to allow yourself to tap into your feelings, tap into the way that you feel, and allow those things to come up, and also consciously choose to release that cluttered thinking, consciously choose to release anything that is keeping you stuck in a way of thinking and operating that doesn't really serve you at this point, because I think you're ready to graduate that and you're ready to move forward. All right, closing up. Cool. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please make sure that you check out the other signs for this week that pertain to you, especially if you want future or further guidance, I'm sorry. If you haven't already, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel and tap the little thumbs up button below. It lets me know that you are benefiting from these readings, that they are resonating, and it encourages me to keep doing them and to keep producing them. Also, if you would like to connect with me on Instagram and or TikTok, I would love to be connected. My Instagram and TikTok handle are both alexab.alchemy. And yeah, I feel like I had something else, but we're closing out. So thank you guys for sharing your time with me, my beautiful Taurus. Thank you for sharing your energy. I know that the Taurus energy can be a little bit sticky sometimes, so you have some really beautiful gifts to love that side of yourself and learn how to work with that side of yourself this week. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you so much, and I will see you guys next week. Have a good one.